Hey guys, looking at our doghouse project here, I'm going to go over how to find the surface area. What I did here is broke it apart to the front side, the back side, right? Those are my two bases. The sides of it, I just made one diagram of it, but it's going to be the same. And then the top, kind of the roof of our doghouse. So to start with, right, we talked about surface areas. You just find the area of each separate side and face of it, and then we have the total surface area. So that's what we're going to do here. To make our lives easier, I kind of tried to color coordinate here a little bit, right? All the purple sides correspond to purple sides. Those are the same lengths. Green sides to green sides, red to red, and so on. So looking at the front, the front is going to be the most difficult here. What we're going to do is first break it up into a square and a triangle, right? So we have this square here. An 8 by 8 square is going to be 64. We're going to make that a little smaller here, sorry. 64 inches squared. We are going to talk about getting rid of this archway. We'll talk about that here in a sec. So that part's 64 inches squared. For our triangle here, right, we have a 3 by, this base is 4, or 8, sorry. That whole base is 8, right, dealing with our square here. So an 8 by 3 triangle, right, we take 1/2 base times height. 3 times 8 is 24, divided in half is 12. So what's nice is for our backside, we don't have to do any work, right? We found those two pieces, we're good to go. So now going back to the front, getting rid of this doorway. Well, first off, we'd have to find this dimension, which happens to be 4 inches, which means the radius of this semicircle is 2 inches. So first, right, if this is 4 inch by 4 inch square, well, 4 times 4 is 16 inches squared, so we're going to have to subtract 16 inches squared from it. And then we also have to subtract the area of that semicircle, which, right, we know area is pi r squared, but then we have a semicircle, so we got to divide it by 2. So looking at this, I know this one looks a little more complex. Right, we take 64 minus 16, we're at 48. And then if we do 2 squared, right, 4, times that by, or divide that by 2, right, then we just have 2 pi. And so 2 pi is roughly 6.2831. So I'll do 48 minus this number, right? This is really the only complex one we're going to have. 41.72. That's what we'll round that to. So 41.72 is the area of that front square part of our doghouse minus the archway, right? Because that's not actually a surface that we can touch because the dog has to get in there. So that's that piece. Now the rest of these are fairly easy, right? The roof here, it's a 5 by 12, so 5 by 12 is 60 inches squared. Same thing over here. So right, that's these two roof pieces right here, right? That's what these are right here. So we have those. Now on to this last one, right? The side here, 8 inch, 12 inch. So we take 8 times 12, gives us 96 inches squared. And now we just got to think about this. This side, this 8 by 12 rectangle is actually, we actually have 3 of them, right? We have the side of our doghouse, the base of our doghouse, and then the other side. And all of those happen to be, since our starting base is an 8 by 8 square here, those are all 8, which is this piece right here. And then they all go back the 12 inches. So they're all 8 by 12 and we have 3 of them. So we're going to take this and multiply it by 3. So now to get our final answer, we're going to take 12 plus 41.72 plus 12 plus 64 plus 60 plus 60 plus 288. And so if we take 12 plus 41.72 plus 12 plus 64 plus 60 plus 60 plus 288, that gives us an answer of 537.72 inches squared. And there we have found our surface area. One quick comment here. For your doorway, don't feel like you have to make it an arch. If you just want to make it a rectangle to make your life a little easier, that's totally fine too. That's right. You don't need to overcomplicate it if you don't want to, but right, noticing if you make an archway like that, it's just a square or a rectangle with a semicircle on top.